The number one question for so many people right now is this a good time to buy? In order to answer this question specifically, I've invited Lisa Denier. She's a local mortgage expert in the Hamilton area. She has been helping buyers for over 20 years. She is a mortgage broker with Claystone Mortgage Team Mortgage Architects. Lisa, thank you for joining us.
Thank you so much, Sylvia, for inviting me. I really appreciate the opportunity.
So Lisa, the burning question on everyone's mind right now, is this a good time for buyers, particularly first-time home buyers, to purchase property?
My answer is 100% yes. And the reason being, home prices have come down. They're expected to still decline a little bit. So it's a more normalized market, which means that you're also getting a lot more value for the home that you're purchasing. Although rates are higher right now, it's more important to not be buying $100,000 over asking. It's more important to make offers conditional on financing so you can understand your approval details and conditions. It's important to make conditions on home inspection. All of these things are serving your best interest, and we're in that market where we can do this. Where a couple years ago, homes were going over asking, only firm offers were being accepted. That's not, especially in a first-time home buyer's best interest. So I see this as a great opportunity. As long as the payment fits your budget, I always say if you have stable income, you have your down payment, and you understand what payment fits your budget, then get into the market. This higher rate market will interest rate market will pass, but get in now. Don't wait to follow in line again with everybody else going over asking with firm conditions once rates eventually come back down. So it's a great opportunity. Also, especially if you're a first-time home buyer, you don't have the added pressure of having to sell a home. You can jump in, and sometimes that 30-day closing will actually secure the offer for you, and you're able to do that.
Can you tell me a bit about the First Home Savings Account?
The First Home Savings Account is a newly registered plan that's just been introduced. So this allows first-time home buyers to save for down payment. It's a registered account, so there are many benefits. You can deposit up to $8,000 per year to a maximum of $40,000. The deposit you make is tax deductible on your income, so very similar to an RSP. The income you earn in your account, whether it be interest or capital gains, is also earning tax-free, so very similar to also RSP and tax-free savings account. And then finally, when you do purchase a home, you can withdraw those funds and you're not going to incur a tax liability. So to qualify, you need to be a Canadian resident, minimum 18 years old, and you need to be a first-time home buyer.
Are there any other incentives, Lisa, for first-time home buyers?
So there are three main incentives. One being the land transfer tax rebate. So this is great savings because it's $4,000 automatic at the time of closing. So you're saving from your closing costs when you're purchasing a home. To qualify, you must be a first-time home buyer, meaning you've never owned a property or on title on any property anywhere in the world. So that is a great one. Then we have the RSP home buyer withdrawal. So each borrower can withdraw $35,000 from their RSP tax-free. So there's no withholding tax and it's not taxable income. And then you repay that over 15 years. So that's another great plan. And then there's the income tax credit. The year that you purchase a home, when you're filing your personal tax return, you can save up to $1,500 as a tax credit. There is also the first-time home buyer incentive program, and that one is a great program to assist first-time home buyers with their down payment. So it's a government program. There's a lot of details around it. It's not for everybody, but certainly it can help by putting an extra 5 to 10% down along with your down payment, depending on if you're purchasing a resale home or new construction. So definitely consult with your mortgage broker to understand if it makes sense for you.
So Lisa, the real question is, when are rates going to come down?
This is the hot question, and I can appreciate that. We have really seen some increases this past year. So to answer that, Sylvia, honestly, we don't know for certain when they will. I'm always following what the economists are predicting, our economy, inflation numbers, Bank of Canada. The long and short of it is, we'll never know for certain. I'm hearing possibly 2024, we might see rates coming down. I'm also hearing now possibly 2025. So that's a long time away, especially into 2025. And what I know to be true from all of my years' experience is to not try and time the market. This is something that is impossible to do. The time is to get in the market when you have stable employment, you have your down payment, good credit, and the mortgage payment fits your budget. So now it's important with the higher rates that the mortgage payment fits your budget, and then I say get in. And this time will pass, you'll be renewing in a lower rate market, but to try and time it is a disservice to yourself. You'll be waiting in line with all the other buyers when rates go down, going over asking, and keep in mind home prices are also going to go back up. You miss that appreciation. So how the saying goes, the best time to get into the real estate market was 40 years ago and then today, and I really do believe in that. So you just can't time the market. But let me ask you, so what are you suggesting to your clients? Is it better to buy and then sell, or is it better to sell your home and then buy? What do you think in today's market?
Almost without exception, it makes more sense to sell first and buy later. The reason, it determines your budget. So if you think of it like this, we're in a declining market, and particularly if you're upsizing, you're buying a bigger house worth more money. If you sell now, you're getting the most amount of money that you can get for your home, and you're also purchasing at a lower price than you would. So it makes sense to sell your home now and purchase. You can try to do this at the same time as well. You put in a conditional offer, conditional on selling your house, but really it makes the most sense to sell now and purchase later.
So Sylvia, how can people best prepare when they want to sell their home in this market? What are some of the tips and advice you're giving your customers?
Well, the number one thing that sellers should think about when listing their home is to price it correctly. It should be priced at the current market conditions. Research shows that pricing a home even 10% above market value is going to affect everything from days on market to the number of buyers that come through your home. In a declining market, that really matters because you only have so much time to get that right. So that's number one. And how to get the best price for your home, really, you need to consider staging, decluttering, deep cleaning, professional photography, and having a realtor who's going to market your home correctly.
So Sylvia, what do you think is going to happen in the future in the real estate market with home prices?
Great question. While I don't like to speculate, I do have some concerns. The major one being if interest rates come down before we reach supply targets, so before enough homes are built, that we might have another situation like 2020, where there's so many pre-qualified buyers that are bidding on homes, driving prices, creating bidding wars. That really wasn't good for anyone. I mean, it was good in the short term for some sellers, but for the most part, buyers lost out. To reach Lisa, you can email her, lisa@claystonemortgageteam.com, and you can reach out to me, Sylvia Mack, 321 @gmail.com.